Welcome back. And today we are going to be looking at a terrific investment strategy called dollar cost averaging. And the cool part about it is anyone can do it. You can be really young, you can be older, and it's really easy to implement. My name is Mark DeBoer. I'm a mortgage broker and a personal financial literacy coach. And let's get into it. So, dollar cost averaging. So, what we'll start with is a little bit about how it works. So, if we look at the graph behind me, I have some numbers here. So let's, for example, say you've created a budget. And in that budget, you figured out you can put in $100 a month for an investment. So that's what's represented here. Each month, you put $100 into an investment or investments. But then you can see over time, you can see each month that the price might be different, right? So one month it could be $40, one month it could be $60. And you're saying, well, how can my $100 buy, enough stocks because it's an odd number, right? We have 40 times 2 is 80, but then we have $20 left. It's because your investment actually can buy fractional shares. It doesn't always have to equal to the right amount. So it's not like you had to buy $120 this month if you wanted to buy 3 shares. You just consistently put in $100 in, and then you would have 2.5 shares. And then if the amount goes up to $60, the same thing would happen. You buy $100, but then you would purchase one and some shares. So that's what would happen with your money. It doesn't always necessarily buy a whole share or a whole unit, whatever it is that you're investing in. It can buy also partial units. And the cool part is you can also see that sometimes it will buy at lower amounts and sometimes it will buy at higher amounts. And this is really cool because it will work for your benefit over the long term. So the cool part is you don't have to change how much you put in each month. That can stay the same and it still will buy the maximum amount of shares or units that it can with that dollar amount. So let's look at an example. So I've just used Enbridge. I'm not recommending that you buy it, but I'm just using this as an example. So if you take Enbridge stock and you say purchase it from October to October, so that's 13 months, and you buy it $100 a month, right? Because that's what you figured out you can afford. You've put in then $1,300 of your own money, and that allows you to buy a certain amount of shares during that time period. Remember, the shares go up and down in price. Okay, so right now the value of your shares is 1,506, even though you've put in 1,300. And the cool part is you just had to do $100 a month. So it wasn't a large amount of money that you had to put in. And because maybe you can't afford, for example, $1,300, a lump sum of $1,300 a month. And it also, remember, allows you to buy at lower and higher amounts during that cycle of that 1 year. Now, does that still work over the long term? And actually, it even works better over the long term because you can see here, this is 5 years, and then you're still doing $100 a month. It's still the same share that we used in this calculator. You put in $6,100. That's pretty cool because you probably thought, if I had to come up with $6,100 at one time, I'm not sure I could do that. And the other thing is, if you bought $6,100 all at one time, you may not have the benefit again of buying it over time. And so you see the $6,100 you put in, but now this is the final value of your investment. And so this is your gain or loss within, or it's a gain within your investment here. So the cool part is that you can consistently invest $100. You don't have to change it every month. So it fits within your budget. And then you have the benefits of owning whatever investment that you have invested in. So let's talk a little bit about what other benefits there are. The really cool part is it's disciplined. So it becomes a habit for you. You don't have to think about it every time. And the cool part about not thinking about it every time is because our emotions play huge into our investing habits. And so we may not feel like investing one day or one month, and another day we might. And so it takes out that whole emotional part of it. And it also avoids the risk of timing the market, which is very difficult and risky to do. So you're just consistently investing $100. You're not dealing with any, not trying to time the market and not dealing with how you feel that day about investing or not. It also reduces the impact of market volatility. We talked about how, prices of shares or units will go up and down and they will fluctuate. And it just helps mitigate the impact of these market fluctuations. And then you will also have over time that there will be a lower average cost per share, right? If you look 5 years ago, what you paid for a share compared what you pay today for a share, and also over the time where it went up and down, you can most likely see that it would be lower. And another thing you have to remember about investing is it's a long game. It's not a short game. There's no quick get rich kind of things when it comes to investing. And so when you put money in, you're thinking it's going to grow. So don't get discouraged if you put money in 6 months and there's a small amount that is increased. Just give it time for it to grow. Now, how do you start? First of all, make a plan, right? Look at your budget. What can you do? If you've done this before and have stopped, maybe you want to stop again. Or if you are doing this, can you increase it? Have you taken time to review your budget and looked at increasing the amount you can do now? So you want to look at it and figure out how much you can afford and just start. You can increase or decrease the amount. So the key is to start. If you start with $500 and can do more, just increase it to 700. If you can't do as much, then decrease it. There is flexibility in it, which is really cool. Then just find your person or place. A place being maybe you're a savvy broker, maybe you have a brokerage account already and you have some investments there, so you can start and set this up. And maybe you're really new to it. Maybe this is something that's very overwhelming to you when we talk about investments. Just go see a financial planner. Ask your friends and family who they would recommend and go and speak with them, and they will advise you and actually kind of walk with you during this process. And number three, don't forget to set up your automatic purchases. Remember, that is a key with dollar cost averaging is you're purchasing every month automatically. I mean, sometimes you can do it bi-weekly too, but for this video, we'll just talk about monthly. Then can you do it within your RSP or any of the other registered funds or any of the other registered tools? And yes, you can. You can definitely do it. And actually just again takes the emotion out of it and has consistency in saving, right? And then can you set this up for more than one investment? So if you have $100, you can split that $100 up. You don't have to put it all into one investment. That is the really cool part about it. So maybe you divide it into two and do $50 a month, or you divide into four and do $25 a month. That is something that you can decide, or you speak with your financial planner and come up with a plan on how to do that. And there's something really neat that we will talk about next week. It is called compound interest, and it also enhances your dollar cost averaging. So we will review compound interest next week. But what you need to know right now is you need to look at your dollar cost averaging, what you can put in, how to start, and just get that plan started. Until next time.